We are probably at the place that could end up being the pointy end of this, if you will. This is just outside what they call the Q. That's the Quicken Loans Arena. Behind that black fence, that's where the Republican convention will actually be happening. This is the point at which the public sort of has to stop. This is not officially a protest zone. There are places for people to do marches. There's a bridge, a path they have to follow along, but there's nothing preventing demonstrators from getting to this point. And, you know, as you're wandering through here today, what should be a 5-minute walk was about a 45-minute walk, trying to get through the rabbit warren of streets. But you can see that, you know, the police are not messing around. This man over here just tried to put up an American flag on this fencing, was told absolutely by the Secret Service he had to take it off. The Secret Service are officially in charge of the security here because they've deemed it a national security event. It's interesting what they've done. If you look at this grading, it is abnormally high, but it's also designed so that there's no way for you to get a toe hold or a finger hold on this. There are, of course, barriers to prevent vehicles going through. We all saw what happened in Nice. Police have been worried about this for quite some time. As we wandered through, we also saw that there are air monitoring quality systems in place. That's something Homeland Security asked for to make sure, you know, in the event of a chemical attack. I haven't seen these, but we have heard talk that the police are equipped with what they call a sonic crowd control device, which will emit a very high frequency, very loud, painfully loud noise to disperse people. Again, haven't seen it yet. It could just be a rumor. Basically, the police officially are saying, we're completely ready for this. We've been talking about this for quite some time. The police union is saying something entirely different. The head of the police union said today, on a scale of 1 to 10 in terms of concern, he's at about an 8. And that in some ways he feels that what's been going on here, what's allowed to happen here, is nothing short of irresponsible.
So break that down for us, the criticism of it being, in America, the land of free speech, irresponsible.
Right. So a couple things have happened. Initially, when this was planned, the zone, the secure zone, was supposed to be some 3.3 kilometers wider than it is right now. A group of anti-Trump and pro-Trump protesters, if you can believe it, got together and sued the city and effectively said, wait a minute, this zone is way too big. It's way too far from the action. It needs to be smaller. It needs to be closer to the delegates. And then a court said, you know what, you're absolutely right. In this country, you have the right to have your protests seen and heard by the people you're trying to get your message to. So the zone was brought closer and it was brought down. That worries some members of the police forces. What seems to worry them most, though, is that this is an open carry state, which means that it's a law in Ohio to, with the right licensing, carry a weapon openly. Some groups hinted earlier that they might indeed do that. The police union are saying, well, why did someone not ask for an exception? Do we really want to be putting the most angry pro-Trump and the most angry anti-Trump protesters together on the streets this close with weapons? You're setting us up to fail.
Yeah, you've painted a rather incredible scene. So what kind of protesters and protests can we expect?
Well, you know, the early birds are out. Speaking of birds, the only sound we've really heard so far is this plane. Now, it's supposed to be a fairly restricted airspace, and yet there is this plane going overhead constantly that says Hillary for prison. It's actually flying over buildings that say, I'm with her. You know, we've seen a number of people with signs saying, you know, Trump or Hillary, Lincoln would be rolling over in his grave. We're expecting a fairly large demonstration today that is designed to be peaceful. It's sort of called a Circle for Love. They're trying to get a number of protest groups together just to tell everybody just to calm down. The Dump Trump coalition of protesters is expected to be out in force tomorrow. They applied for a permit for some 5,000 people. We'll see if that materializes. Bikers for Trump are here. These are people who have said that they will protect the delegates, whatever that means. The new Black Panther group has said, yes, we might be here too. It's an incredible array of people. We haven't seen many of them yet. It is still early days. And as always, you know, the hype is like this. The reality might be something different.